Hey everyone, did you know that studies have shown practicing Stoicism can reduce anxiety by up to 50%? Crazy, right? It's amazing how a philosophy that's been around for centuries is still relevant in tackling modern day challenges. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by life's challenges? Maybe you're juggling a million things at once, feeling anxious about the future, or just struggling to keep your head above water. Trust me, you're not alone. Today, I want to share with you the Stoic technique that completely changed my life. Seriously, this method has become my go-to tool whenever I feel overwhelmed. It's helped me tackle my struggles head on, and I think it can help you too if you're facing your own challenges. I know it might sound a bit far-fetched at first, but stick with me because what I'm about to explain could give you the same sense of clarity and relief that it gave me. Let's be real for a second. Life can throw some serious curveballs our way. We've all been there, right? Anxiety, stress, uncertainty, these feelings can be overwhelming, even paralyzing at times. Whether it's dealing with work pressures, personal relationships, financial worries, or just the daily grind, it's easy to feel like we're drowning in it all. You try to keep up, but sometimes it feels like the harder you try, the more overwhelming things get. Sound familiar? Many of us are searching for effective coping strategies, something that can help us regain our footing and find peace amidst the chaos. But the reality is, most of the techniques we come across don't really work. Maybe you've tried meditation, exercise, or distractions like binge-watching TV shows. They might provide temporary relief, but they don't get to the root of the problem. I've been there, feeling lost and anxious, trying to figure out how to manage all these emotions without losing my mind. And if that's where you are right now, I'm here to tell you that there is another way, one that's been around for thousands of years, but is still super relevant today. So here's where Stoicism comes into play. The technique that I adopted is called negative visualization. Sounds a bit intense, right? The first time I heard about it, I thought the same thing. Why would I want to imagine bad things happening? It seemed counterintuitive, but once I tried it, I quickly realized how transformative it could be. It's pretty simple, but incredibly powerful. The idea is to imagine losing the things you cherish or facing the worst-case scenario. Again, I know it sounds a little morbid, but hear me out. When I started practicing this, I would visualize what life would be like without my job, my house, or even my loved ones. I asked myself, what if everything I've built was taken away? At first, it was uncomfortable. Nobody likes thinking about losing the things that matter most to them. But instead of spiraling into a pit of despair, I found that it made me appreciate what I had even more. I realized that so much of my stress came from clinging too tightly to things and fearing their loss. Whether it was my career, relationships, or even my health, I had this constant fear of things going wrong. But by accepting the possibility of loss, something amazing happened. I found a sense of freedom and gratitude. I realized that I had been living in fear of the what-ifs, and that fear was dictating my emotions and actions. By confronting those fears head-on, I began to feel lighter, more grounded, and more capable of handling whatever life threw at me. There was this one moment that stands out to me as a turning point. I was having a particularly rough day at work. Deadlines were piling up, I was behind on projects, and my anxiety was creeping in fast. Normally, this kind of day would have sent me into a tailspin of worry and self-doubt. But instead of letting it consume me, I remembered the negative visualization technique. I took a step back, closed my eyes, and imagined losing everything I was stressing about: my job, my career prospects, my friends, and even my health. It was a tough exercise, but as I sat there in that moment, something clicked. I realized that I was giving these stresses way too much power over me. Losing my job or facing setbacks wasn't the end of the world, and in fact, I had so much to be grateful for in that moment. The trivial issues that had clouded my perspective just melted away. It was like a light bulb went off. The weight of my worries lifted, and an overwhelming sense of relief washed over me. I felt calm, in control, and most importantly, thankful for everything I had. That's when I knew this technique was a game changer. It didn't just help me manage stress, it completely transformed the way I viewed challenges and setbacks. To recap, the Stoic technique of negative visualization has had a profound impact on my life. By confronting the possibility of loss, I learned to appreciate the present and let go of unnecessary stress. It sounds simple, but the shift in mindset was life-changing. I stopped letting fear and anxiety dictate my thoughts and started living with more gratitude and resilience. If you're feeling overwhelmed or anxious, I highly recommend giving this technique a shot. Start small. Maybe imagine losing something minor in your daily life and work your way up to bigger challenges. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but the benefits are well worth it. It might just change your life like it did mine. So, what about you? Have you ever tried Stoicism, or do you have any other techniques that help you cope with stress and anxiety? I'd love to hear your experiences, so let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about Stoic principles, don't forget to check out my next one, where I dive deeper into other Stoic techniques that can help you find peace and balance in life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.